afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another riveting, exciting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Bayeux. In the north, it is the new Inca. The Smurf account of someone might be Greed Peru or something like that. I'm not so sure, but it's someone's Smurf account. All the way in the south, it is Itaperuna, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the... let's just go with 21st Panzerdivision versus then New Incas. Well, let's just go there with 1st Armored Division. We got here Mechanized Assault, Joint Operations, and Spearhead with Double Infantry Panzerfaust versus Airborne Armor and Infantry Company with Infantry Anti-Tank Machine. Well, those are pretty much just the standard bulletins anyways. Joint Operations, probably the one that sort of stands out here for Itaperuna, not exactly a common doctrine in the current meta. We got a gun at MG42 start here versus double rifle start here. Very much standard stuff here in both players. We've got tank traps there going up to help defend the fuel point against any German incursions. And of course, infantry means early sandbags, but tank and mines here for New Inca. And of course, there's likely going to be lots of Browning light machine guns. What else happens with the doctrines is going to be hard to say here. We got more Grenadiers on the way for Itaperuna and Das Vaterland. Grenadiers sitting out here, riflemen nearby as well. Third rifle squad on the way there for the new Inca. Again, standard stuff. Both players sort of focusing westwards, though of course Itaperuna dispatching Pioneers eastwards with the Grenadiers MG42 likely going sort of meant to tie up Inca's forces, hoping that New Inca is not focusing hard on the eastern field, in which case Itaperuna's opening is going to hit a few American-shaped snags. There we go, sandbags up here. Slightly interesting position there. Not a lot of cover otherwise around this, so it's sort of a decent spot there. Plus, can sort of block any easy movement towards the point here. Got the center victory point, sandbags down there as well. Second Grenadiers following up. PMD42 Grenadiers moving westwards. Going to go here and sort of, I think he's going to try and go for sort of a clean sweep from the west towards east. That way, that's definitely one we're doing. Got rifle squad was Grenadiers here. In this case, he quickly backs off. He could maybe try to get closer to Grenadiers, but there's a chance of taking too many casualties. While then closing which point the Grenadiers up close would have won, or at least had a chance to win. Against the rifle fuel point open. Grenadiers bring in MD42 ground the back point here. Third Grenadier squad there for Itaperuna, so far standard opening, and New Inca here is aiming for the platoon command post, also very much standard stuff, heading for the eastern point here. Third Grenadier squad almost done for Deutschland. Grenadiers remaining here. Obviously doesn't want to rush close into the rifleman, since obviously up close the rifleman will absolutely beat the Grenadiers silly, so he's sort of waiting for more reinforcements. He could also try and move elsewhere, I think, rather than just having the stand about doing there, but I guess he also wants to protect against a push towards the supply lines there. New Inca now heading for the fuel point there, basically realizing the west side is for now at least beyond his control. East side there, he's going westwards, well, he's heading east while the other one's heading westwards. They're basically sort of spinning the tables around there, and Basil sort of arrived here, so my apologies if there's a lot of mewing and such. That is Basil, my kitty cat. Western fuel point secured here for the fatherland. I imagine here Itaperuna is taking up. Yes, indeed. Bit difficult for me to see the screen right now because there's a cat in the way. I can't even see the minimap because his tail is blocking it. Just gonna grab it. So there we go. Take up down there for Itaperuna's Pioneers sitting backwards. At the same time, Grenadiers linking up there. MD42 remains to defend the fuel point against immediate harassment. Pays off immediately as New Inca's rear echelons encounter the MD42 and 1200 rounds per minute. Not the sort of encounter you usually want to make. Lieutenant out here as well for New Inca. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a mechanized command post go up there quickly. Probably going to rush out an M20 or might set up for the steward. Like to make a nice company up for Itaperuna and Das Vaterland. And we got Pioneers, of course, how to work with that. Going to just continue onwards. Machine gun here, repositioning. Very good, though he probably should expect more pushes for the fuel, but decides to lead the push here. M20 following up there for New Inca and the 1st Armored Division. These lieutenant clashing out. We got a bazooka on the way. He's clearly worried about Itaperuna going for light vehicles. Rifle on the flank. They hold up by the MD42. Needs to quickly focus on the rifleman here. There we go. Quick response there from Itaperuna to the flank here from New Inca. Prioritizing the unit that is not in heavy cover is a good move. They're now charging the lieutenant, but with the bazooka, he's going to have a bit less firepower than he's got the Thompson there. Grenadier squad there will have to retreat. I think the other two Grenadier squads with the MD42 will force a weight, but he's going to have to double back towards the fuel point there, push for the eastern fuel point. Meanwhile, M20 almost done there for New Inca. Worth noting he has not, I think, been actually mining up. So far, at least. Like to make a nice company on. Panzergrenadiers would be a good addition for Itaperuna, or a fast 2-2. The surprise move would be, well, not big surprise move, would be a 251. Or you could of course go for the Pak Fronts to deal with the M20. And we do get a 251 half-track. Likely going to be a flame for a half-track. There has been an increase in players going for flame for a half-track. As of late, we also got Panzergrenadier. Might be going for Panzer section those in case of the M20, which would delay the flame for a half-track, meaning he's going to have to use it for other purposes. Rather than moving southwards here, setting up a blocking position close to Inca's base there. M20 almost got the armoured skirts ready. Panzers there ramming right before the 250 half-track, and then pop the Panzergrenadiers and start the half-track and get them moving. 20 moving about, almost done. Immediately Schützen Panzerwagen out here for Itaperuna. Worth noting the 21st Panzer Division in Normandy would not have access to these particular types of half-tracks. They actually made use of converted French half-tracks that have been armoured up to be armoured personnel carriers. Little fun fact there. The work of which was done by a Major Becker of Bauchstab Becker. But there you go, Grenadiers here being surrounded by Americans, hosing the walls and the windows with every bullet they got. That's going to be a bit tricky there for Itaperuna to deal with. We got the Grenadiers holding up here, 2.5 moving out. Panzergrenadiers still not getting anything there, so I guess he's not considering that a bit threat. Well, obviously then how he deals with M20, because right now he basically only has Panzerfaust to really try and stop it then. 2.5 against the Rifleman here. Pushing for the fuel point here, Panzer's moving up as well. Grierson's pinned down to the ground as they're getting absolutely shredded by MG42. 5 right from the south, they're pushing back from the half-track Grenadier combo. Grierson's there forced to retreat as well. Could have a tiny chance of getting wiped out by the MG42 retreat here, except it's reloading, so that's not happening. Lots of intense action here between New Inca and Itaperuna. Got the M20s going straight here for the MG42. Back here, half-track, standing about doing nothing. Stuart light tank on the way, that's definitely going to force some sort of anti-tank response there from Itaperuna, unless he wants that 250 half-track to be, well, basically self-propelled to keep us scrapped, because that's not going to survive an encounter with the Stuart. Medics on the way there for Itaperuna. Definitely means he's going to have to go for Panzerschreck most likely, and he's popping in meanwhile to aim about, but also of course get healed. Troops healing reinforcing, going for the Western Victory Point. So far though, New Inca is getting a lot more fuel here than Itaperuna. Straight here for the Eastern Fuel Points, to a light tank almost down for the Americans. 20 moving in, Grenadiers setting out. Back here, healing reinforcement done. Grabbing the point here with the Grenadiers inside. As long as you got the units at the half check, it can be used to grab points. So that's a little neat trick there, if you weren't aware of that. Defend M20 moving about here. Troops here good to go as well. Grenadiers, Panzers, MG42 setting out here. Itaperuna currently a bit on the back foot here versus New Inca, who's definitely controlling most of the map. And is enjoying a sizable vehicular advantage now with the Stuart light tank joining in. Itaperuna's half-track is going to have a very tough time since... Oh, wait. Panzerschreck's on the way. This looks like he's figured he may need some anti-tank weapons there versus New Inca and the 1st Armoured Division. A very good decision there. As for those wondering what happened to Basil, he's currently asleep on my neck. He occasionally likes to sleep there. He is a bit heavy though. And he's finding around here, half to the final stuff cut off. That's going to be a bit risky there for Itaperuna, and his half-tech would be ashamed to lose it already since it hasn't been able to do so much for him. And West MB42 punches me up. He could engage the Stuart light tank, and there you go. Several hits there. Got the Stuart down to less than half health. Grenadiers popping out the half-track, probably to help contest the fuel point, while the half-track then races backwards. Panzers and the Stuart continue to fall back. Enemy reinforcement, so far he can continue to enjoy good map control. The only thing Inca really feel like is sort of missing out on so far is he's not mining. Like, he's doing nothing that's going to make it hard for Itaperuna to get back on the map himself. That definitely feels like a bit of an oversight. We got the Lieutenant opening up with a bazooka on the half-track. It does survive the hit. It's going to take a few more hits to take out that Mittler Schützen Panzerwagen. So there you go, pulling that one back. Also another fun fact about the 21st Panzer Division, actually one of the few Panzer Divisions that actually received then fully armoured infantry division or units. There's all of the Panzer battalions actually had a full complement of half-tracks. So again, French armoured converted half-tracks, which looked slightly more funny in sort of how they set up with the machine guns. At least the Pioneer versions were. I think they had like 2 forward-pointing machine guns, which was a bit interesting. It was sort of a little fun note then. Overall, this Major Becker was basically known for being able to convert equipment sort of throughout the war. For example, when he sort of went through 1940, like the lowlands, like, you know, the Netherlands and Belgium, he was actually able to basically take and self-propel all of his artillery units. He was basically before that just, towed artillery, or at least truck towed, and then as he passed through, he captured basically French and Belgian or Dutch and Belgian equipment and used it to self-propel artillery. So he was very much sort of a ingenious man in that sense, and thusly by, I think it was 1943, was put to task converting a lot of French equipment to be used by the German army, which would later come to the benefit of the 21st Panzer, which received not just half-tracks but also a series of assault guns and self-propelled artillery. So, little fun story there. Almost got the M20 here, but that's going to hurt New Inca a bit. And it goes down, stood here being pursued by the Panzerjägers. So far the half-track has managed to at least outlive that. Panzer Grenadiers pulling back towards the half-track, they can reinforce of course on the spot. Thusly again the half-track strength and the able to reinforce troops to the front line comes to play. Plus if the Panzerjägers do damage to the Stuart while close enough, they can also quickly fit it up to engines one pretty fast. Stuart though gets away there, might have wanted to keep the half-track close to it so they can move fast and thusly catch up with the Stuart. Little fun note there, go right with the light machine guns, returning the bazooka, possibly light machine gun as well. Half-track getting veterans one. Stuart moving up on the other side, need to deal with that quickly before the half-track goes down. In the centre we got blocking positioning for Itaperuna as well. And we got the 5th Cavalry machine on the way there for New Inca to help deal with infantry, but also probably put a lot of bullets into that half-track, as I imagine New Inca is starting to get a bit tired of that one, since it's quickly finding itself at the centre of whatever Itaperuna does, be it offensively or defensively, to really just annoy New Inca. So, 2 thumbs up there, Itaperuna and the 21st Panzer Division. We got Grenadiers versus the Lance and Rifle Squad, they just pull back, probably not wanting to face off against the half-track joining in suddenly. Panzer then reinforcing again. Again, the half-track just ensures Itaperuna has so much more field presence. Thusly, again, negating that particular weakness of the army, which is they usually operate with 4-man squads, which usually, again, means they have to retreat a lot. But again, with the half-track, you don't have to retreat nearly as much. And that usually has a sense of making more formidable. Oh, right there, they get too close to the anti-tank rifle. No, he doesn't get rifle grenaded. That is really close, but he's getting into the bazooka fire here. We got the Panzerjägers moving in. If he can get the Stuart, it's going to be great, but if he loses the half-track without getting the Stuart, it's going to be a bit of a waste there for Itaperuna. Pulling in the half-track there. Oh! Gets away Stuart though. Also gets away. Close one there though. Close one there. Half-track might still go down if he can. So that'd be great here for Itaperuna, and certainly an annoyance there for New Inca in the centre. Machine being flanked here by the 5th Cavalry. Good work there by New Inca. He's taking advantage of Itaperuna perhaps working too much over here. Oh, the half-track went down. A shame. A shame. Bun grenade to try and take out the lieutenant. Didn't quite pan out there for Itaperuna. And Das Vaterland, he's got plenty of manpower. Could consider more Panzer Grenadier, but otherwise tech up would be great about now. He's able to, I think, turn the tables a bit New Inca somewhat. And New Inca's going for a mortar while going for the company command post. Probably going for anti-tank guns here. Figuring he's going to be hit by tanks faster here by Itaperuna. The museum in pursuit of the Grenadiers, quickly dealing with them. And up north here, Grenadiers versus Rifle Squad. Quickly hosing them down with good light machine gun fire. Back here, troops reinforcing. Take up there for Itaperuna and Das Vaterland. Machine gun on watch here. Would have been nice if he reinforced that quickly with a half-track before rushing it to its doom. But then again, it happened, I think, roughly the damage here before that. Anyways, grabbing the western fuel point back. It is worth noting that Itaperuna has still not been able to really fight for the fuel, but he's able to just control the fuel flow anyways, denying New Inca at least somewhat as well. So, I guess it somewhat pans out. More Panzer going to be on the way for Itaperuna and the 21st Panzer Division. Still light tank on the move there again. Panzerjägers being used to the tank trap there. That's going to make it up for the Stuart to dislodge them. Ooh, one rocket misses. Rifleman in there on the flank. No grenades though for New Inca. I still don't think we're seeing any mine from him, but there you go. Panzerjägers fall back there. They are clearly outnumbered and outgunned. More moon infantry moving in, they're threatening the retreat path of the Panzerjägers. Cancel the Panzers, then going for them. Oh wait, he's not cancel them. It's he obviously had to attack first, and then he can go for them. Always going to need a fast support core if you can rush on Austin right now. That could be quite effective versus New Inca. He would not, I think, be quite ready for a fast flak panzer. Grenadiers heading for the eastern point. Got the MD-42 Grenadiers moving up here. Pak 40 are ready to blast through any armies to put them out of their misery. Well, the German army's misery to be specific. Second Panzer Squad ready for Deutschland. Grenadiers moving up, backed up by the MD-42. Lieutenant being pushed into the ground as the MB-42 unleashes a salvo of hot German lead. And far east, M50 wants most of the Grenadiers here. Bit too slow here though. Oh, still managed to suppress them. Bad news there for Itaperuna west side. The hunt for the Stuart light tank continues, but costs them a Grenadier squad, and the Stuart's still going to be able to get away here. At this point, he'd probably just bit off trying to go for an Ostwind or something else, hunt down the Stuart and, you know, finish it off. Because New Inca's doing a pretty good job in most cases of keeping it screened here, so he can't easily close in on it anyways. Pioneers retreating back, very good there for Itaperuna. Bit of manpower floated, but that's also for Inca. Both could consider fuel caches in the case of Itaperuna. He's got 4 squads, so it's not like he needs more. They could consider mortar of his own, or maybe another machine gun. New Inca now a bit more dug in here. With machine guns and mortars, it's becoming a bit harder for Itaperuna to push ahead. Plus, the loss of the half-track really just makes it hard for him to hold ground, since again he has so quickly to retreat. So, taking out that half-track was actually tactically pretty sizable there for Inca. And just sort of shows the difference that 250 on half-track can make. Punch the Pak 40 here might have a chance of taking out the Stuart. And there you go. Alpha striked. Ooh, got the mortar with a bung grenade. That should be something that gives Itaperuna a bit of momentum back on the battlefield. And basically decides he doesn't want it. Jürgen, but we can use this Granatenwerfer. I don't know, it looks suspicious. Suspicious how? I don't know, I suspect he might be using it for pudding. That's English. Oh, as the Americans might have learned from some. So do pick up some bad habits there. Other way mortar cleared out. So Paul McCrop, you can go for the fast Ostwind. Still no sign of doctrine here for Itaperuna though, and Das Vaterland. Back here we got the battalion command post up, so another... No, he can select the captain, didn't go for it anyways. Probably not a bad idea in the long run, getting out a fast Sherman here versus Itaperuna will certainly punish a fast Ostwind. And so it's starting to look like New Inca's honing in on that one. There goes Sherman away. Panzer Grenadier holding up in the house as the Americans just unleash a storm of fire. Grenadiers pulling back, light machine on the way there, but until they have it, they're not going to fare too well with the Americans with light machine guns. Panzer there hightailing out of there as the overwhelming firepower of the United States Army is brought down upon them. Panzerjäger's moving up. Flak Panzer halfway down there for Itaperuna. MD-42 Pioneer setting up Grenadiers on watch. Still not getting a lot of fuel though. I mean, I'm kind of impressed by Itaperuna. I mean, he's controlling sort of a good chunk of the other map, but he's not really getting a lot of fuel. That's actually allowing New Inca to really get more fuel than him. So despite whatever tactic advantage Itaperuna gets, like, it kind of makes it easy for New Inca to catch up with him. Either way, got the Flak Panzer out. He does have Pak 40 and Panzer X times up the German, but his Flak Panzer could end up in a bit of a awkward position. Going for that western fuel point, very good. Pearson's backed up with the 5th Cavalry there. Lieutenant might just want to get out of there alongside the Major. Ostwind Flak Panzer move there for Itaperuna. Sherman on the move. Good hit, then the Panzerjägers almost wipes out the entire unit, but they do mercifully not get wiped. There you go, Flak Panzer catching the rifle in the pretty best, but oh, they have to retreat past the Flak Panzer, giving here Itaperuna's Ostwind a chance to take them out, but no. Sherman to the rescue there, good piercing hit there on the Flak Panzer's rearmor. Pak 40 setting up here. Should prevent the pursuit there from the Sherman unless he is being on the sharper side. Throws down smoke and continues, but he does not, which probably is the better choice anyways. Oh wait, close shave there. And we got... That's a lot of Pioneers. I think Itaperuna might have pressed the button a few times too many. Or the hotkey a few times too many. Oh wait, I think going for 4 Pioneers is a bit on the excessive side there. Three, fair enough, but 4 is a bit much, to put it mildly.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
So he's got 3 Pioneers. So far he seems to be completely just with full intent going towards 4 Pioneer squads. That's pretty bold there from Itaperuna, pretty bold. Right from this push back, almost taken up with the Ostwind. 3 kills on the Flak Punch, going to need to fall back. Got Lieutenant moving in there. And there we go, 4 Pioneers for Itaperuna. Still no sign of a doctrine though. Not entirely sure why he went for it then. I mean, either again he wasn't paying attention, or with full furious intent went for 4 pioneers. All of a sudden. Lieutenant then they're taking heavy fire from the Flak Panzer pioneers, working hard to repair it. Lieutenant almost taken out. In fact, we got the reactions with the bazookas, but still up against the mighty Flak Panzer, which decides it's not that mighty after all.
The enemy is taking our
Panzer they're close to 52 pioneers nearby. More pioneers linking up. So, what's he going to do there? Go getting the pioneers to fix up his Flak Panzer, which could definitely do with 4 pioneers fixing up right about now. Going to use the Sandmax new Inca laid down previously to turn against him. Good work there. Flak Panzer there, 7 killer close to 21. East side is relatively open.
We are down to 300 points.
300 points left here for Itaperuna versus New Inca.
Our opponents are seizing
Going towards the
sector.
centre instead. Got them over there. Flak Panzer being repaired very fastly by all these pioneers. Very fast. And it goes German strikes in the centre as Itaperuna has no anti-tank guns there. No Panzerschrecks. No Stugs. Nothing. So he's a bit exposed there. Flak Panzer back in action as soon as got repaired up by all of those pioneers. Right from there, close to being annihilated by the Flak Panzer. 11 kills in the Osman. There you go. Bazookas Sherman put it down to half over in a matter of seconds. Pak Fronts nearby. Panzerjägers are back at base. Flak Panzer trying to get out of the main gun out. Looking pretty bad. There's Sherman shoots out the Ostwind, leaving out to Itaperuna without any armour. Our 4 pioneers got to repairing things fast. They can't repair them that fast either. They're pioneers, not magicians. Another Pak Fronts there for Itaperuna to help deal with all the armour. Jackson tanks are on the way there for New Inca. Which versus double packs, and a Panzerschreck may find itself falling a bit short. Itaperuna, I think, will benefit from heading eastwards. They're growing up points in. New Inca really should be laying down mines with his riflemen. Like, there's a lot he can just do to make it harder for Itaperuna to get back on the field. Also, Itaperuna really needs a doctrine. Another Flak Panzer, wow. Clearly, Itaperuna is a great believer in the might of the Flak Panzer versus all of New Inca's infantry. It's just basically going to rely on the Pak Fronts and such to sort of stall. Might also be indicating he's planning to go for a Tiger next. I would say an Ostwind Tiger stall is definitely not a strategy I think I've seen before. They pick up holding the grenadiers up. He's going to need to flank or launch a larger scale assault if Itaperuna can't easily stall. Sherman on the move. Pak Fronts moving up. Veterans 1, half feet to Veteran 2. Target weak point here would be pretty great, particularly with the Panzerjägers nearby. Maybe not necessary. Would have been useful there. Sherman's main gun is out. The crew is feeling very, very upset as they almost got killed there by the Germans. There you go. Panzer Grenadiers flanking on the 5th Cav. They almost got it. Very low on health. Good move there. Also punishing New Inca for really leaving that 5th Cav around for too long on its own on the far flank there. There you go. It's going to be able to turn that against New Inca. And like the mortar, he actually intends to grab them on rather than just destroy it. Austin on the move. Nothing further going there in Itaperuna's base. Still no sign of a doctrine here. We're past the 20-minute mark and there's no sign of a doctrine. Usually what I describe as a bit more awkward. Jackson trained to the back 40. That did not end up there. Lieutenant being flanked. Trying to flank is getting hold here by the Austrian infantry being dealt with machine gun. They got artillery called in by New Inca to break up Itaperuna. Strong point here. Good move there. Got the eastern fuel point. Rendered neutral. Still not some doctrine in the front Itaperuna. I mean, at this point it feels like it's going to be Spearhead or Mechanizing. Probably Spearhead, to be honest. Wow. Lieutenant destroyed the house collapses. Machine gun survived the artillery barrage. That's quite impressive. Rifle halted there by the double machine gun to the 5th Cav and the MD-42, and the Austrian still stands. 5 kills. Not quite halfway to Veterans 1. 187 to 18. It's probably needs to do a bit more work there towards getting back. Victory points are risk leading out at some point. Panzerfaust on the Sherman. Doesn't do too much. Back here, troops in reinforcing. In New Inca's base, I imagine the same is happening. Yes, indeed, though. The ambulance Worth noting, is actually at the front line. Oh dear, Germany taking too many hits here from the Paks and the Panzerschrecks. Sherman gets away with that close shave there for Inca. Very close shave. Ambulance also getting away. Flak Panzer good to go there for Itaperuna in the 21st Panzer Division. Panzer is there. Panzer Company is pushing back the rifle squad. When Fipka dealing the resistance up close in a very violent manner. Another strong away there for New Inca. Black Panzer good to go again. And there we go. Major routed. Rifleman setting out. Sherman halfway down there for New Inca. 180 versus 114. West side could see a bit of marks in the Itaperuna. Go double Paks on the Jackson tank. Assaults moving up the right flank. They could outmaneuver New Inca here. And these Panzer Battalions moving up. In fact, to do exactly, they're hitting infantry backed up with the Ostwind. Very good. They're going to go for a flank here, try and hit the Ostwind from another side. Pak Fronts will quickly turn around. There we go. Till he called up to, in fact, disrupt the Paks doing that. Exactly. Good move there. And quickly outmaneuvering the Pak 40s. Very good play here. Very good. Ostwind in trouble. Rifle squad, though, it's also in dire straits as they're about to get wiped out. Well, it was a clever maneuver. It didn't really account for the riflemen. Paks there somehow not getting annihilated by the artillery. It's pretty lucky there for Itaperuna and pretty bad luck there for New Inca. As your Shan is now well, kind of in the danger zone. Itaperuna could soon consider going for Stuke here to help deal with all the armor that New Inca is pushing out the battlefield. Still pushing for his fuel edge. Very good. Itaperuna still without a doctrine. And U-42 losing out to the 5th caliber here. Black Panther good to go. I mean, all these Paks, I mean, New Inca could consider like more mortars, Pak cavalry, backtakes, or going for the priest. Like, oh, wait, some attempts to deal with the Paks would be a good idea. Need to get that Sherman out there, and in fact, might be too late here. Stevenson got slightly caught up in some poor, awkward pathing. Ambulance also getting very far, and then the machine's about to clear out with the Ostwind. Sherman also goes down, bit of a blow there to New Inca, and the 1st Armored Division swinging eastwards instead to outmaneuver Itaperuna's Spearhead move in the west. Very good play there, I think. At least one of the better ones can make. That flank panzer down proving to be a nuisance there for New Inca, as Itaperuna is quick to cut it up with anti-tank weapons, and then you use the Ostwind just clear through infantry and whatnot, forcing back the front line there against New Inca. Sandbags up, a bit late there. Still no mines from New Inca. I really feel like that's a big oversight. Panzer there taking hits, got the Sherman there straight into the rockets. 1/3 of its hel's carved off cleanly. Fifth caliber number 2 on the way there. A rifle with a Browning light machine gun is also moving out. Heading for the western few points, and eastern people got Panzer's backed up, and then before Troop launching a counterattack, and the Major seems to suffer a major defeat as he gets wiped out beneath a storm of German lead. And we got a Stoop and a Halftrack away there for Itaperuna. An interesting move there. Overall, rare we see 250 on Halftracks, even a rare we actually see one go for another one after they lost the first one. Usually that is not what you'd expect happening, but certainly highlights how perhaps the 250 Halftracks making a slightly bigger in-run into the meta. Albeit it's going to, of course, give Itaperuna a fresh frontline presence. Also got Spearhead, so they got fragmentation bombs. And I suppose down the road a Tiger tank here versus New Inca if it becomes relevant. Also, moving up and getting the rifle. There we go. Direct hit from the Jackson tank. So the 90mm round pierces. This is the Ostwind's armor. 5th caliber supporting here. Very good. Stronger shots almost done as well. We've got the 250 Halftrack moving up, and there you go. Fragmentation bomb called in here on the bounced up rifleman and machine gun. Angle called in from, I feel like it's a bit awkward. Ooh, still got a rifle squad though. Wow. Quite a blow there to New Inca. His infantry got turned into pastrami. That's pretty big there for Itaperuna. It also signals to New Inca what doctrine is gone for, since they only have one doctrine of the fragmentation of that Spearhead. So it also means New Inca can also like consider the possibility that his opponent at some point could go for a Tiger tank. So that creates more challenge there for New Inca in a sort of in a strategic level. Like he has to deal with what's in front of him, but he also has to be at all times prepared for the possible Tiger tank when New Inca could find himself losing this match. Then he's picking up the BAR. Oh, that BAR with the Brian Light machine gun. Quick hits in the Shem, taking down to half over the double packs are proving to be quite nasty. Guys need to retreat before they get annihilated. Hey Fritz, is that the American light machine gun? Yeah, I can't believe the Americans fight this crap. Panzerjägers they're holding up. Raven immediately holded by the Flak Panzer, 14 kills, halfway to 52. Quite a few hits there at the Flak Panzer. Stuck meant to have to deal with the American Panzerjäger. Shoots gets a good hit there, but on its own with all the bazookas as well, the Stuck's not going to last well. But of course, the Pak 40 is very much 10 things around here. Stuck that goes down, that could be handled a bit better. I think that by Itaperuna, that was a bit of a thrown away Stuck to be honest, bit of a waste. Halftrack is moving close to the front line, staying ready to support and reinforcing the support weapons. Also makes it easier for him to maintain the packs on the front line, so he can always just reinforce them and he doesn't have to pull those back either. So there's a lot of utility to Halftrack throughout a match. Stuck's loading in ready there. Of course, New Inca does not have access to Halftracks. Mostly go for as an ambulance, but that one's a bit more squishy. But he could use it. Anyways, another Stormcatcher on the way there for Itaperuna. Looks like the Tiger tank is not happening anytime soon. Sherman going straight for the 5th caliber. Pack landing a nice hit there. Almost got the pack. Needs to get the Sherman out of there though. Those are both packs with access to target weak point, meaning that at the same time that. But never mind, we got Panzer as well there, meaning the Sherman I think is going to have too easy to town there without smoke. In fact, I think it's going to go down. There go Flak Panzer knocks out the gun, and the Sherman then proceeds to expose the rear to the Flak Panzer. That's the last mistake that Sherman crew makes. As the other one backs out of there. So yeah. Keep in mind, the Osman can penetrate rear armor of medium armor reliably and has a good rate of fire, so. And of course, as it gains vegetation, as you can see, it shoots faster, meaning in theory, like an ace, Osman can actually be a slight problem for like a tank. For light armor, though, it can actually take them on, I think, reasonably well. Are we showing about here? Jack's moving in as well. Got 24 kills on that flank pass. That one's really paying itself off nicely here for Itaperuna. 5th cab on the move. Panzer going to use his suppress. Got the Sherman moving in. Stug number 2 sort of holding back here alongside the rest of Itaperuna's Wunderwaffe there. Panzer comes there routed by the Sherman. We got no kills on that one. New Inca's situation is looking a bit desperate, like he's short on map control at the moment. Though obviously Itaperuna's also been in those situations. He came back. Of course, the bigger difference now, Itaperuna has a much larger force. And certainly also a more mobile force. And at the same time, a more, steadfast force since the Halftrack, and just ensure he doesn't have to retreat, makes it also again easy to defend. There's just so much for the 250 and a half to get used well. Stug moving ahead here, no pinlight machine gun being added to that one. Rushing it a bit on its own, there's a bit risky to be honest for Itaperuna. Need to be careful about that. Oh, he is adding the machine gun, very good, very good.
Points are down to 300.
Infantry's heading out. Stug machine gun there, forming up a bulwark against democracy as the Sherman charges ahead. Stug lands a great hit in the frontal arm of the Sherman, but the Sherman does the same to the Stug. We got a fragmentation bomb up, probably against the clustered up units here. Sherman there, trying to outmaneuver the Stug, not quite having any luck here. Yeah, but there you go, him joining a machine gun that pins them down. Oh dear, could lose the Sherman into the Stug. Yup. And then not the best move there for New Inca. He should have thrown down a smoke screen. That would have done the job much better there, I think. Now I got the Jacksman. He does get the Stug, but he cost him a Sherman. So Inca, it seems like he's starting to have more and more issues. The match progresses, making more mistakes, and Itaperuna is starting to punish them much more brutally. We got a Stug abandoned machine gun, though, it's about to get wiped out. That's helpful there for New Inca versus Itaperuna. Also worth noting, he seems to have got giving up entirely on the west side. He's forgotten about it. .26 killed. Osman opening up the rifleman. Run back to wiped out. The rifleman about to get wiped out as well. Damaged engine. And another rifle got wiped out here. Things are briefly looked alright for New Inca, but Itaperuna was very much able to put a jackboot down on that and just crush it like an insect. Mein Gott, Fritz, what's that under your boot? Democracy. Ew, get it away. Anyways, Grenadiers all moving about here. New Inca falling back towards his base. Osman is about to hit the ace level. That's not something you see a lot there of, mostly because people tend to throw them away fast. But if it does hit veteran, if it does hit that ace level, it does get a astoundingly high and nasty rate of fire. So that'll be interesting to see if he gets it that far, if he gets it blown up before that. Looks like he's setting up for the Tiger tank now, maybe. Nope, could also just go for more Sturmgeschütz. If he has the population for that, actually. He's actually got a surprisingly large force, so he can go for Stuck. He could also go for a Panther 4, but he can't go for a Tiger tank. And he did take up 250 half there, keeping close to the anti-tank guns, basically acting as a supporting element to them. Not a bad idea. And he's holding up the far left flank. There's New Inca's finally moving westwards then, instead of just trying to hit hard there where Itaperuna already is. Lieutenant following up there for New Inca and the 1st Armored Division versus the 21st Panzer Division. And got spotted here with the packs and dealt with. Enemy around in the Jackson. Company's holding up, acting as a nice observer position as well. He's close to getting the Western Field under neutral. We also got the Flak Panther, which is going to be close then to just murdering everything, I think. 34 kills. Sherman halfway done. Reason's out in the open. Easy target pressure for the Flak Panther. And there we go, wiped out. As the Flak Panther pursues the next target, a rifle squad of, unfortunately, riflemen there. Getting absolutely pummeled here by the Flak Panther. 39 kills on that one. And these are close to being wiped out. Sherman out for New Inca. And for now, the most of the map is now in the control of Itaperuna and the German army. It does seem like Itaperuna is almost heading up for the tank. There you go, we've got the Heavy Panzer Corps being slowly researched, at least Tier 4 being researched, but again, you can't actually call him the Tiger tank. But I guess it's sort of a backup option in case New Inca pulls off some sort of great breakthrough move that really just cuts through a lot of Itaperuna forces. He can then call in the Tiger tank to quickly stabilize, but at the current moment he doesn't really need to stabilize. I mean, he has stabilized. Like, the only way he can stabilize this more is by destroying New Inca's base. At which point the match has been more or less firmly stabilized forever. Jumps into the double pack, Fort's about to get knocked out, though if he doesn't get out of there fast, he of course does pull back. Worth noting overall, one big thing New Inca hasn't really been doing is throwing down smoke with the Shermans. That's definitely a thing in oversight there, so something that's made it easier for Itaperuna to use his packs and Panzerschrecks quite effectively. Black Panther being hit straight against the Jackson. There you go, ace level up, much higher rate of fire now. 40 kills for the fatherland. The ace Flak Panzer. An ill wind blows against the Americans. And it speaks German. Back here, troops reinforcing. Flak Panzer could do with some repairs and it's immediately receiving them. Could also move out to deal with that. Oh, Basil, don't touch that. No, don't play with that, Basil. Sorry about that. He's starting to play with some of the wires. including ones that are sort of, shall we say, slightly strung around the microphones. If suddenly there's a loud crash, I do apologise beforehand. 5th cover there, pinned down. Sherman moving in. Machine gun down his own, got the Sherman rolling in there. In the west, we've got the flak panzer in the rifle, immediately forced to retreat, but they're already taking extensive amounts of damage here from the flak panzer. He just goes through them like a whirlwind of death and destruction and sauerkraut. Oh, telemine off. So, whereas New Inca has not been mining at all, Itaperuna has been out. Losing out there, sorry about that. Basilisk decided instead of the wires, he's going after my hand now. I guess he's a bit bored. So I do apologise if I say ow. Just a few more moments, I think. Maybe 33 points left for New Inca. I mean, New Inca would have to pull off some sort of massive turnaround for this match to drag on any longer. Jackson is saying not making much progress here versus Itaperuna. With all the anti-tank weapons. But also waiting New Inca, I feel has been handling. They got the Pak Fronts coming up on 5th cover there, catching the Pak 40s. And we got another fragmentation bomb, I think, on the 50 caliber just here. On the 5th caliber. Doesn't quite get it. And there you go, Jackson right in front of the Pak 40s, flak pants there. 40 takes out the 5th cover and then finishes off the Jackson for an almost 50 kill flak panzer. We're down to just 20 points here now for New Inca. Sherman is starting, and there you go, GG, game over. A loss for the 1st Armored Division, a victory for the 21st Panzer Division on the flak panzer. And even the half track here. Standing display there of the power of it again. Also what a good well-handled Austrian can do, but also just sometimes like you got to keep manoeuvring. In this regard, I feel like New Inca just failed to maneuver properly, also failed to smoke here versus Itaperuna, and that certainly gave Itaperuna, I think, a much better hand in dealing with New Inca. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something phenomenal. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.